Jack Warner, filmmaker.
Marker.
I make adult films, exotic pictures.
Who's your daddy?
You got your camera, you got your film, you got your lights, you got your sound, you got your syncing, you got your editing. But if you make a good one, there's practically no end to how much money you can make. You know what I'm thinking? I want to be in business with you.
I love it.
Maybe you think about your name.
My name, yeah.
Dirk Diggler.
And welcome back to Spitball Cinema. I'm Shane.
I'm Scott.
I'm David.
And today we are doing Dave's selection, movie selection for Dave. And we will be talking about
Boogie Nights.
1997. Director Paul Thomas Anderson.
ETA, baby.
Yeah, he wrote it too, didn't he?
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he only did one movie prior, which was a movie called Hard Eight. Had John C. Reilly, Gwyneth Paltrow, Sam Jackson, and I forgot the guy's name. He was in Boogie Nights as a guy that was trying to tell Jackie to put movies on VHS or
the Colonel guy.
No, not the Colonel.
the other guy.
The one that was he was in Seinfeld as the library cop. The library cop. Yeah. Philip Baker Hall.
Philip Baker Hall.
Yeah, he's the library cop from Seinfeld.
If you guys haven't seen Our Hard Eight, it's really good too.
I might have seen Nick Cage isn't in that, is he? Okay. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of 8mm, I think.
But yeah, Boogie Nights is probably in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
And before we get going too far, parental discretion is probably going to be needed on this movie just because of the subject matter.
Well, keep it clean.
Well, I mean,
it's about it's a loosely based biopic film of John Holmes.
Exactly, porno industry,
but also the quiet then to more mainstream of the porno industry, becoming more mainstream in the 70s. With the release of Deep Throat and Behind the Green Door and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it shows this family who just.
What other ones was out then, Dave? Dave starts naming them.
They had one called Sex World. It was based on Westworld. It's called Sex World.
Really?
And then you had the Taboo movie. I can go on.
No,
I worked at a video store.
That's okay, Dave.
Yeah. But this was because this was your pick, and this was one that I had not seen.
Yeah,
this is
what did you?
I was the virgin on this.
What did you think? What did you think?
Yeah, your first impression. Or do you want Scott to go?
Oh no, that's fine. It was weird because the whole time whenever the movie came out, and everyone was loving it, and I'm like, I really don't feel a desire to know this story, and right. I just didn't, and so that's kind of where I was, and even when I started watching, I'm just like, do I really watch this story? And then as I'm watching it, I'm going, these people are fucking idiots.
Yes.
And then the more I watch it, I'm just like, I'm rooting for an idiot. And then, well, yeah, but then it's like it gets into the drugs and then all the crazy, bizarre stuff. And through the whole thing, I'm like, you know what? The only person that's like the Rock in the whole thing is Burt Reynolds. His character is like the steady hand.
Yeah,
and
which is odd.
Everyone kind of comes back home, and he's just like this.
He's like a dad figure too.
Yeah, and he's like keeps everything together, and with all the craziness going, some of the situations you're just laughing. Some of the situations you're just like, this is going to end poorly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so through the whole thing, I honestly had no idea what was coming next or where the hell it was going. But you didn't mind. It was a hell of a ride of a movie.
Well,
that kept going into things that I was not expecting, and then it left me wondering how much of this is like Hollywood and how much of this actually happened. So I will say, really, really good film. I would actually, everyone's got to watch it at least once. I don't know if I'd watch it again.
Yeah,
Really?
but yeah, because
Ri-
it's not my
right.
thing.
Doesn't have Godzilla or samurais.
You know, you give
They
Godzilla,
do-
you
they
give
do-
Godzilla a samurai sword, and I'm on there. But he does
They-
know
They do
karate,
karate. Yeah.
karate.
Yeah.
So that part was good.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was just
Brock Landers and Chess Rockwell.
yeah, Chester Rockwell. I was just like, those
and
are,
you know what I love?
Burt Reynolds just looks at it and goes,
He starts laughing.
"Those are some great names."
Yeah,
I just like
he does that
yes.
Burt Reynolds laugh and says, "God, those are some great names." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can see him actually laughing at those names.
Wow.
You know?
You know what? I think, and I think that's actually like one of my favorite parts in the movie. Oddly enough, is when he's like pitching, the whole action adventure thing,
Clint Eastwood,
and yeah, he's
James
like,
Bond.
yeah, it's just that whole James Bond kind of a thing, but really poorly starred. It's like bad Starsky and Hutch,
Yeah, yeah,
But it's like they're going through that whole thing, and when they're doing the pitch, and it's like the movie we always wanted to make, and Burt Reynolds' character is just like, my God, it is.
it is. Yeah,
And
he's been looking
and
for that
he's
his whole life.
yeah, and it's like it's like this light bulb just goes on behind his head, and then and he's like, well, what are the names? And then they say the names, and he's just like, those are some great names. And then later on, when the film editor is like, this is the movie we always wanted to make, and it was like
And
the
then he-
pinnacle of his career.
Yeah,
And
Was
the
this
Ricky-
porno film
Yeah.
with action,
Yeah.
but it was
And
groundbreaking
then-
for the time, I'm
yeah,
sure. But
the Ricky J plays the editor. He goes, "It really is a good film there."
Yeah.
he's like, this is actually good,
when they're running and they kick and they stop and they shoot the guns and stuff and
know.
their hair, I
And
was
you can
just
tell it's like a
laughing.
cap gun, like we used to
Yeah,
play
yeah,
Captain
yeah.
Robbers with, because it's like way undersized.
Yeah. Oh man.
pack.
Pack, yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing to do with the story right there, but it just you brought that up, and I'm just like, Burt Reynolds was just the best in that scene when they're all. It was just like the culmination of all of
Right,
his
yeah.
dreams, and
He
It's
got
just so good.
nominated. Burt Reynolds got nominated
For an Oscar.
For Oscar, a
Yeah.
Golden
And he
Globes.
hated this movie.
But yeah,
Oh,
he
did he
hated
him
it.
and the
Did he
director.
really?
Yeah,
They got into it all through the movie. He did not. It took him 7 times to get him to agree to do the movie.
Yeah.
Because he didn't like the subject matter about the porn industry.
Sure.
For some reason he didn't.
Plus, he also thought the kid was too young as a director.
Yeah, he looked at him as just a kid,
Gotcha.
And here's Burt Reynolds. He's been around in films for years and stuff, and he probably had a little bit of a chip,
Yeah.
But I don't think Burt Reynolds really knew how good he was in this movie.
He probably didn't.
I mean, because he really stands out. Because he tried to make a comeback in Striptease
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
the Demi Moore film,
Yeah.
and it just didn't. I mean, it was okay, but and
It just wasn't a good enough script.
no,
No, and it
but
was
this
more about
character,
Demi Moore,
this
so.
character that he played in this, he was solid.
Oh my god.
For that subject matter and to be dealing with, I mean, he was good. And the thing about this movie too is that these characters, even though they're in this industry, they're likable characters.
Really cool.
You like these guys. I
Yeah.
mean, uh,
Well, they act normal.
the different characters, like you love Roller Girl,
Yeah.
the Don Cheadle, who
Dude.
the black guy dressed up like a
He was so
cowboy.
good.
He was so good.
I mean, remember he was like, "Look at that jam," and he's listening to this cowboy country,
Oh,
and even that store owner says, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
He said, "What kind of brother listens to this music and stuff?" I started laughing. I thought, "Oh my god!" And it was just, and then poor William H. Macy
Oh my god.
through this. Every time, but I'm sorry, but every time he came in and he found his wife doing somebody, and he would say, "What the fuck are you doing?" He'd say,
like
"What?"
he was surprised.
Yeah, every
you
time.
know?
What are you doing?
No,
Although I will say this is the very first time he walked in on in that situation, and then he walked away. I'm just like, that's going to end bad.
Really?
boy,
You
were you
yeah.
right.
I was just like, he sold it.
yeah.
I mean, he sold it. He was someone who was
he was a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Everybody in this movie.
And
Forget their own.
they really did. The acting is because when he is doing when he's walking away, because it's like everyone's just like, yeah, well, there's Little Bill's wife going at it to
Yeah.
somebody, and then people are staring and stuff, and he's surrounded by people who didn't seem to care or didn't find it odd.
Yeah, they
And
didn't see that he was in pain.
no, they had no clue.
Yeah, that he was
to
hurting.
them in that area, it was just in that industry or that circle, I guess is a good way to put it.
But I never.
It seemed normal, and to him, you could just tell that he was just had this disconnect, and he sold it from the beginning.
But I think the first time I watched it, I really was kind of like everybody else. I kind of.
Did you see it in theaters?
Not in the theater. I don't think.
Was you overseas when that came out?
In what year? 97? No, I was married with Christy, but um, I don't think I quite saw that coming because I thought, excuse me, I keep coughing. Um, um, I was kind of like everybody else, kind of taking him for granted a little bit there, because it's William H. Macy. I'd seen him in Fargo and stuff, and he always plays this kind of eccentric.
But
But when you
did
go
you
back,
kind of notice? Was you kind of like going, "Wait a minute"? Once he started getting into his car.
oh, what? No, when he went into his car, cause I thought, uh-oh. And at that point of the movie, what was going on? It was the end of the 70s and the beginning of the 80s.
Yeah, and
And
that's when
whenever
everything
that
fell apart.
happens, even in like Goodfellas, the whole movie's going to change.
It
You
does
know what
have
I
that
mean?
formula.
Yeah, it has that same type of formula, And then when he went to that car, and well, you see him, he grabs a gun, he's putting bullets in there,
Yeah.
in the gun, And the guy that plays his wife in that, she's
Nina
actually a porno star
Nina
for
Hartley.
real.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Flubbuff line that he says to Ricky Jay when his wife's having sex with that guy in front of the garage doors?
I heard it tonight.
And he's like, "Kurt, can we talk about this some other time? My wife's got her cock in the ass or something."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he addresses that. If you buy the 4K
Mhm.
of the movie, there's a bonus. They showed the 4K restoration last year in California, and they had a 2-night showing of it, and both nights sold out. So Paul Thomas Anderson and John C. Riley came out on stage and answered questions, and the guy who owns the theater, who also set up the showing, he brings that up. He goes, "Did he just mess up a line, or?"
Yeah, I actually noticed that.
Or
I did too
and
today.
he said that he improvised it, but he goes, the reason why he got it wrong is because he goes, that guy was so angry and fed up that you don't know. I mean,
He said the wrong thing, just like you wouldn't in real
real
life.
life.
He was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
tripping over his own words.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, yeah, and I thought, man, what is it with this dude and his wife, But when you look at it again, you could see this guy's he's going downhill fast,
my
and
God.
nobody around there
knows.
realizes or cares enough,
To
or
talk
or
to
they're
him.
they're all in their own little bubble that they don't see that Little Bill's in pain,
Yeah.
and the wife doesn't give a shit about him,
See, I'm also thinking that maybe they had an arrangement, like there's either what's that where people are married but they go and have sex and date other people.
Just like an open relationship.
Well, he's married to a porn star. I mean,
Yeah,
what was
so-
he thinking?
Well, I mean, we don't know if she was a porn star in the movie.
Well, of
though.
course she was.
Well, she wasn't in any
Never in
films.
any of the scenes.
Yeah,
Well,
in real life, she was a porn star. But...
yeah, but
So I'm just thinking.
you just figured everybody around there was kind of in the industry at some part of that
She may
industry.
have just been a hanger on, and
Or maybe,
Well, that's true.
maybe he's like, yeah, cool. I'd like to go get some other girls, but he keeps getting rejected. She's like having sex with 50 dudes every week.
Right.
And then that kind of eats up on him. And she's like, because she treats him like shit.
Right.
So, he's not getting sex from her.
Right. Right.
Which would also add to the, the anger issues that he had in the movie. But
it's pretty sad. But he sold it well.
oh my God, he sold it well.
well.
Another character actor in the movie that I teared up when I rewatched it. Is fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
When he had that
so good.
crush, when he had that crush on Dirk, and he tried to
Hey,
kiss him,
you
and
remember the first scene when you see him come in when they're carrying that chick out that's OD'd? You know,
yeah,
they're carrying that chick
Oh,
out
good Lord, yeah.
that's OD'd, and that colonel he had me laughing in that one scene because that kid says something. He goes, "Oh yeah, you think so, doctor? You think?" you know,
it's the second time a chick has OD'd on
hey,
it.
mean,
don't you think that
this
maybe you
week,
should, he
yeah.
said, don't you think maybe you should get some new shit? That you got some bad shit there? Okay, there, doctor. I was laughing.
Tell
I was
people
like,
about that guy, the guy that plays the colonel. What else did he? He was
I just
Mel Brooks.
I was just reading that he played the hangman in Blazing Saddles
Yeah,
and and, and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like him. And of course,
No,
but
That
he
is
was in
hilarious.
Philadelphia too. He's
Yeah.
One
you
of the
know,
lawyers. Yeah.
but it showed a picture of him as the it does not look like him at all.
I just thought that was cool.
I thought that was so funny.
I'll tell you what though, that's actually the Colonel. Um, it's when he gets arrested for the child porn,
Oh my God.
and
Well, he
he's
molested a girl underage.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Well,
15-year-old.
but
Oh,
then
and they also
they
charged him.
found things in his
Yeah,
home.
because he probably filmed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
That
I'll
part
tell you
right
what, when he's talking to Burt Reynolds through the phone at the
Oh
jail,
my
Oh
god.
man,
and
what a scene!
he's just like, you're still my friend, right? You're still my friend.
And Burt Reynolds
And
just kind of
Burt,
puts the
No,
phone.
it's when he says, "I can't help it, Jack."
They're so cute.
so
They're so cute and
Yeah.
lovable.
And that's when he's like,
and
"I'm
he
fucked."
takes the phone away, and
Just
you see Burt Reynolds just put his head down like, oh my
he's
God,
like,
Yeah.
I'm messed up. This guy
How have I-
financed my shit. Now I have to go to Philip Don Baker.
yeah,
And but even then, at the same time, it's the fact that he's the central person that holds everything
Right.
together.
exactly.
Is his character, because like when things go wrong, he's the one that everyone looks to for approval.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but he's also, he doesn't drink. Like he orders non-alcoholic drinks in the clubs. He
Stogies
never
is
does. He
basically
never
his-
does the drugs.
Yeah.
Never
I
never
thought
gets
he
bent
was.
out of
I
shape.
thought he fixed the drink when he first came back. The first time we saw him when he came back home.
No, he fixed it for Julianne.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. He did.
Yeah. So I mean, he's like the up and up business guy who's just,
He's trying to make it.
yeah, he's in a relationship with Susan Sarandon, even though she's a porn star, and he just it's just like that's who he loves, and yeah,
You mean,
it's just
Julianne Moore.
Julianne
That's
Moore.
who
Good
you-
Lord, what am I saying that?
Did you
but
like that
Julianne
scene
Moore,
at the
yeah.
end when they showed the colonel in jail and that
Dude,
he's
I'll tell you
getting-
what,
dude, that was awesome because he's getting slapped by his roommate in jail.
yeah,
and
that was
stuff.
pretty brutal. Yeah. But I mean, it's just yeah. For me, it's just weird because everything just keeps coming back to the Burt Reynolds character, and I don't know why that stuck with me. And I think it's just because he's just like
He's kind of like the Larry Flint of that
yeah.
particular business. You
Yeah.
know?
But I hate to bring up this scene, but when the Colonel first meets Eddie, Mark Wahlberg,
I know.
Oh yeah.
and he says, "What was it?" He says, Jack says,
Jackie says you got a nice
Jack
cock."
says you got a big cock," and then he says, "Can I see it?" And Eddie goes, "Sure,"
Pulls it down.
and
his pants.
so it goes a close up of the Colonel's face, and he looks down. I don't know how they did this because
he waits to look down.
because he like looks down, and then you see his like
His whole
his whole face change and his eyebrows go up like
And he's
the
smiling.
wrinkles in his face, and he goes and he just got this dumbfounded look on his face, like, oh my God, what have I just seen? I mean,
well, he knew they were going to make money.
but I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson keeping that camera on him to see his reaction,
Brilliant.
and you see
Yeah.
he's like looking down, and then you see his go like this, and I'm laughing. I'm
Oh,
laughing
God.
because
It's
I'm like,
it's
oh my
amazing.
God,
No, I mean, again, we're going to keep it clean.
we're trying
If
to.
you don't know the story of John Holmes, some people might not. Mark Wahlberg's character is supposed to be Johnny Holmes,
Yeah, biggest
but the guy had a huge anatomy.
schlong.
There you go, ding dong.
Yeah,
Like
Eggplant in the
yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was really, really big,
Yeah,
like alien
like 12 over 12 or something like that. And I and so
And we're talking like a
so
Pringles
this is
size.
this is the this is the whole
Sorry about that.
basis of the movie. I mean, it's really it's central around this
Yeah,
guy.
throughout the whole movie.
Well, the him and his mom. When he's
I thought
like,
that was strange.
That was so-
skill, I've got a
Yeah.
talent, and I'm going to be famous, and I'm going
I'm
to
not
do this.
stupid. Don't say I'm
Dude,
stupid.
that
Yeah,
was
and
such
everybody
good acting.
was so stupid. I kept hoping that the mom would show up again because I was looking for a little resolution to that, but it was
I
really
thought-
just
I was hoping that at least his dad would show up, but he was too
Somebody.
I
chicken.
thought that
Yeah.
the mother's reaction to him was weird.
No, she was just
she just crazy.
she was just crazy.
But
mean. She was just a crazy.
she didn't like because he was seeing this girl earlier. Remember?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
she knew that
she was
a whore.
controlling. She was very controlling, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I thought it
'Cause
was
you saw
strange,
how
man.
You saw how the husband acted.
Yeah.
You know.
But Mark Wahlberg, all through this, he's always saying, you're not my mom. You're not the boss of me." And when he'd get into to arguments and stuff, very childlike.
Oh,
very
yeah.
because he's very childlike through it, innocent type kid.
All of them are kind of like that.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
I mean, Julianne Moore would be the most. Be like the big sister of all of them.
And Roller Girl, man, Heather Graham, she is just. I was just like, wow.
Heather, if you happen to listen to this,
Dave loves you.
love you. I'm Catholic also. I appreciate you and your work.
Oh man.
Well, honestly, very beautiful woman, and the different outfits and stuff that she wear, the different styles of clothing and everything else was very
Dude, her
because
acting
in the
was awesome.
yeah
Like that part where she's in school and that kid turns around and does those.
Oh yeah, those gestures.
making gestures and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he knew that she was born.
Hmm.
Dude, that look she gives him while he's doing it, you could just tell that she just wanted to jump over this desk
Yeah.
and kill that guy.
Yeah.
And later
when-
on, she gets him.
Yeah, later on when they have that limo scene and she's in
Is that
there,
him?
Oh yeah.
That's
and,
him. Yeah.
yeah, and then but with her hair and everything else, to me she looked like a young Bernadette Peters.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
she does.
right.
And
Yeah.
so I'm sitting there watching her. I'm going, wow, she reminds me of so and so. And then in another scene, I'm like, wow, she looks like this other actress. And just the different outfits and things that she did
Mhm.
throughout the movie. And then it was like, wow, she looks like Bernadette Peters. And I was just like, what a beautiful woman. And it's just wild.
And
Yeah.
she's a very underrated actress because I think she's
Yeah, she did a great.
she did
well,
a really
like you
good
said,
job. And
everybody
she does
did
a good
so
job on
good.
everything. I mean, she was awesome when she was on Scrubs for the few weeks that they had her.
Mm.
But yeah, Roller Girl, awesome. Julianne Moore again.
Julia
She
Moore.
was
I think she's a
so
good
good in that
actress,
movie.
but she's not one of my favorite.
I know, but she was
I just,
great.
I'm,
Yeah, she
I've
was
never
good in this.
been, I've never thought she was like hot or something. I just
Well,
never.
not hot, but
yeah.
just a good actress.
Yeah, she's a good actress.
She really is, and she was just like I think she would play like the big sister or the mom because she was with the Jackie Burt Reynolds character.
Yeah,
Now
it was really weird too because in the movie, and like you said, it was like right after the scene, where the guy shoots his wife, and it's New Year's and everything, and then everything starts to fall apart. When you see her trying to just see her kids again,
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah.
that's such-
and
That was a rough
just
scene.
that was
It's
a rough scene.
brutal.
Oh my
And
God.
then
Yeah.
like when he goes when the one couple they wind up kind of together, and you're kind of like, oh, that's cool, they're kind of cute, and then they try to get the loan, and you see
Yeah.
how their past comes back, and
Yeah, they won't win because they had been in the
They're in
porn
the
industry.
adult business.
adult.
pornography, and he's like,
Yeah.
Well, tell
I'm an
people
actor,
why that was like that. Not just because of the decency, but the federal government was raiding these porn sets back in these days. Even in the early '80s, it
Mm.
was illegal to shoot.
Yeah, they didn't really
porn.
go into a lot of that either. It was
Yeah, they didn't, did they?
yeah, because
No.
I mean, you can still go to places and watch things. It's like you could watch it, but you can't make it.
Yes,
Right.
And so that was where they were,
That's
kinda
why you see them in
cracking down.
a lot of those older movies, like shot in somebody's house or in a hotel room and stuff like that. 'Cause,
Hmm.
yeah, they were getting raided, and they were also being sought after by the IRS about taxes and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
They were trying everything. Hey,
Pretty,
good,
pretty dirty little industry,
Yeah,
you know.
good.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of drugs involved, and
A
there's a
lot
lot
of
of other
money.
things, a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of
A lot of
money, a lot
money
of
involved.
drugs.
Yeah.
Diseases too. I mean,
Yeah, and that's the thing though, because this movie made a lot of the characters empathetic. Um, it set up some hilarious situations.
oh my God. Should we talk
It
about
it
the
really does.
firecracker scene? Or
Oh,
save it?
Oh man, that was
yeah, because
great.
that's a
You
very
talk
80s.
about. Let's start. Okay.
Actually, you know what? You do that because I got a weird side story.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's a scene later on in the movie. It's based again loosely on John Holmes's life. John Holmes was towards the end of his career. Um, he had gotten addicted to cocaine and heroin,
Hmm.
and he was to the point where he wasn't being able to function on
Right.
set, kind of like how Marky Mark's character couldn't function
On cue.
on cue like
Yeah.
before. He would go and do gay porn films to feed his habit because he wasn't getting jobs in regular porn business.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
and he contracted AIDS also.
Oh, that's how he died.
That's how he died.
Mhm.
So he got involved in this group of people that ripped off a guy. He was a business guy. He owned clubs out in California, but he was also a big time drug
Trafficker.
trafficker.
Yeah.
And so they thought it would be funny, not funny, but a good idea to bust into this guy's house, tie him up, and steal a whole bunch of money and drugs from his safe because they had heard that he had a safe uh, in his bedroom or something like that. So in the movie, they're using that idea, but when they're waiting to be able to sell the drugs, which was what, baby powder,
Baking soda.
baking
Yeah,
soda.
yeah.
Um, they're nervous waiting on this guy's couch, but during this scene, they play the song "Sister Christian" by what's that band that did? Sister Christian on the time has come.
Yeah.
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 So that song is blasting during this. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the drug dealer guy, who's played by Doc Ock, what was his name?
It's Alfred
Molina.
Alfred
Alfred Molina.
Molina.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was him until today. Because I've seen this before, and as I'm watching it today, I'm like, oh my God, that's Alfred
Oh
Molina.
my God! If there was
Yeah.
a man who deserved a Best Supporting Actor,
Oh
just made
man,
it a movie.
he was so
10
great
minutes,
in that
yeah.
part. I was like, this guy is nuts.
So the guy's nuts. He's high on coke, and he's got this young Asian boy going around his front room and lighting off firecrackers.
Yeah, he got like candles everywhere, and he's just like lighting firecrackers and just throwing them on the carpet. And then
Yeah.
bang, and the whole because the guys brought a gun in that they weren't expecting, and
Well, if you
and
notice,
everybody jumps. They're wound so tight.
except him, and you know how they stopped him from um, Paul. What's the name? Paul Michael.
Thomas.
Is it?
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah. He put an earpiece in Alfred Molina so he couldn't hear it out of that, so he wouldn't react when those firecrackers were going off.
That's
So you see everybody else like kind of jumping,
Jumping.
and he's not jumping.
yeah, him and the Asian
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, they're not jumping.
By the
Yeah.
way, the Asian guy in that scene is like Paul Thomas Anderson's like best friend since childhood or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
And dude, when he starts dancing to Jesse's girl,
Oh my
God! I mean that.
Want to be Jesse?
Yeah. Jesse's got a friend, and he's got that robe on, and he's doing that little.
Yeah,
He's doing that little
his
dance.
outfit in the
Yeah.
scene is he's got
Yeah.
some black like
Weird.
black like kind of
Underwear.
bikini underwear
Yeah.
and a open
Yeah.
robe.
Yeah, and he's just dancing around to the Jesse's girl. Jesse's got a friend, and he's doing this little freaking
Not
dance.
getting the lyrics right at
Yeah.
all. And it's
Oh
like,
man, I was rolling laughing at that guy. You
Yeah.
know. But then that scene, it's you're laughing, but at the same time, you know it's going to spiral out of control. You can see it
oh
coming.
yeah,
Because they do that close long shot of Mark Wahlberg his name is Dirk Diggler in the movie.
Mm.
They have that. He has that long shot going up to Dirk Diggler's face, and he's probably going like, "What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You could see his whole
We're
face,
gonna get
and
killed."
he's just like he almost like he's outside of his body,
Yes,
looking at this situation that's unfolding.
yes,
Because the one guy that came with is nuts. He's gonna
Yeah.
he's
yeah.
He's
Played
gonna
by
get him
Thomas
killed.
Jane.
yeah, Thomas Jane. He's gonna go. He's gonna start all this bullshit. You know, the other two won't. John C.
No,
Riley and
they're just
Mark
followers.
Wahlberg. They'll get the hell out of there. But this guy's crazy, and he's gonna start it. You know. And oh man, did it ever go crazy.
Now, I went and saw this opening night in the theaters, and there's a part in the movie where uh, Don Cheadle's character is at the donut shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the robbers
Yeah.
come in, and after all of them are like shot and killed, the camera just slowly zooms in onto that bag of money. The whole theater stood up and go, "Take it, take that money."
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they
Uh,
showed him and his wife getting that, what was it, a restaurant or was
no,
it
he bought a stereo.
stereo
Stereo.
store? Yeah.
Stereo
Stereo
store.
store, yeah.
Oh man, everybody was jumping up and clapping. It was so. Oh my god.
Well, he was trying so hard, and the two of them, she was pregnant.
Mhm.
They were a cute couple.
Yeah.
They were, so yeah,
They were
the
trying to
people,
make something out of their
they
life.
really
You
were
know?
trying hard,
Yeah.
and then
Something
this
legit.
horrible, horrible stuff, like globs of things
Yeah.
everywhere and blood everywhere, and he's standing there in like total shock until he sees the bag of money,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Oh,
The-
snapped out of that."
There's my loan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You kind of felt bad for him.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Who else have we
But
missed?
yeah, but going back to that
Okay.
to the scene with the guy with the drugs,
Yeah.
the first thing I could remember was, so it would have been back in about 93, 94, somewhere in there, maybe a little earlier. I was working at Stanford and Sons down at Westport. They had a little comedy club up top, and then they had the
I know that
bar
place
and
very
everything
well.
else.
Yep.
Yeah. So one of the sons was like straight out of the 70s. Had the shirt unbuttoned halfway down, had the super hairy chest with
Is
the
that the one that
chains.
went on The Rock all the time?
Could be, I don't know. But he had like curly hair. He had like the Jerry curl hair and the whole bit. And we were all teenagers, 20s, and actually no, this was before 93, so this would have been before then. I think I was like 18 and Wingtails or just turned 21, something like that. But anyway, anyone he could get to listen, he would tell a story about how him and his buddy robbed these drug dealers, and they posed as DEA agents, and he went in there and they tied these guys up and arrested them, and he stole all the money, and then he was writing a screenplay, and it was going to be all about him, and he was like all these movie rights, and people are like fighting over his script and stuff, and some people just like, oh my god, that is a crazy wow, and I'm just sitting there going, this guy is full of shit, and I'm just like, there's no fucking way in hell this guy can do anything like that, and so it was, but the situation when they go to try to take out this guy, and I'm just sitting there going, God, this reminds me of that loser from the damn comedy show.
Wasn't that his last name Glazer or something like that?
Yeah, Glazer. Yeah.
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 I'm not gonna say his first name because I don't want to be sued.
He's dead.
He's
dead.
Well, most likely the guy did more drugs than anybody I know. But yeah, but I was just like, but it's just like it put me right back into that mindset of this guy trying to pull off this scam on a drug dealer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, oh my god. But yeah, it was crazy just how south everything went when it hit the 80s, and I kind of liked the 80s. I was like, oh, I wasn't in California either.
Who else?
Right.
Talk about John C. Reilly in the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Great.
he's just a solid character actor,
really
man.
is.
I mean, he always brings, and he's different in every movie he does. I mean, he very
Because
versatile.
if you watch him in this movie and then go to the next Paul Thomas Anderson movie, which is Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Plays
Yeah.
that cop.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That is we'll have to do that movie.
Yeah,
that's night and
But
day.
that first meeting
Character-wise.
of him and Marky Mark they all start like saying like, how many times have you seen Star Wars? And
Yeah, they started talking about
and then
stars.
he talks about like, where do you go work out? Do you go work
About
out?
4 times.
Yeah. He goes,
That's-
do you go work out down at Jake's or something like that? He goes, no, but
I always
heard,
wanted
I
to.
always wanted to. And it's like they instantly become best friends. And they
Yeah,
stay best friends throughout
and
the whole
John C.
movie. Really
Riley's got this competition with him at first. They have to
Yeah.
have this little
Yeah,
competition
yeah.
thing, and then when he goes to that pool and he does that flip into the pool, John C. Riley, and
They were
lands on
trying to
his back,
Oh yeah.
and it shows him coming up and with him like screaming underwater in pain.
Yeah, because they were seeing him
Yeah,
be the best cannon.
yeah, you can do the best can.
Then
And
he did
then
the
Mark's like, you got to bring your legs down. And he goes, yeah, I know. Oh man, I mean,
They were all so stupid.
yeah, and when
but you loved him.
because
It was weird, yeah, but that just shows good writing. That you can good writing
yeah,
and good acting to make people that you probably wouldn't wish to associate with
right,
lovable and memorable.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a testament to how good the film is.
It really. I
Well, and
mean,
then later on, when you know Dirk Diggler's making that, he's doing the singing. You got the touch.
we got to talk about that.
And he's doing this,
So
and
they,
Mark Wahlberg could sing, but he's doing this off key.
Oh, it was
You got the touch.
it's so brutal.
Yeah, it's so brutal.
that song is from the animated Transformers the movie.
Yeah,
movie.
and then you see John C. Riley in the background, and he's like jamming to it, as he's
Yeah.
and he's pointing at him like,
you.
and I'm just like, oh man, this is so great.
Then they
It
go
was-
into the mixing mode.
It was like two 15-year-olds or two
Yeah.
14-year-olds,
Yeah, that's exactly what it was
Yeah.
like.
doing this thing, and you're just like, what the?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Then
it's
they
like they
go in-
never grew up.
They
It was
go into
weird.
the recording booth, and that's played by the mixer guy's Michael Penn.
Yeah, Michael
Very
Penn.
good.
Sean Penn's brother.
Yeah, younger brother.
Yeah.
A very good musician too.
I love a lyrist.
Oh my gosh.
I love that guy.
Definitely look
One
up
of my favorite, musicians, Peter Gabriel, Michael Penn.
Yeah.
Just some great stuff. Yeah, but yeah, because I just remember sitting, I'm looking at it on the screen, and I'm like, why don't I know this guy? And I'm like,
Yeah,
is that freaking Michael Penn?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he never really says anything because the whole time this guy's just like, yeah, and you can just tell that he's in pain,
right.
like watching and
Yeah.
having to listen.
Remember
you know.
what Mark Wahlberg says?
The
You think
bass-
that bass is taking over the vocals?
Yeah.
You gotta turn that bass down a little.
He's
And he
like-
goes, "No, I don't think it's the bass.
Yeah, we need more
the
bass.
bass." And then John C. Riley's like, "Just bring the bass down, okay? He's like, just bring the bass down, will you?" Yeah.
And then then they cut to John C. Riley playing his guitar, and they do that.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, it's just so painful listening
Oh.
to these guys, but it's so funny at
And
the
it's
same
cool
time.
because like they show Julianne Moore's and Heather Graham's characters, they're going through a lot of coke too.
Hmm.
So it's just showing all these people doing different stuff than porn.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's
all-
just coked out '80s,
Yeah,
yeah.
in LA.
I mean, you feel.
You
it.
know,
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean-
and they're all hitting rock bottom at about
Yeah.
the same
oh
time.
my god.
and it's kind of like what we were talking about. It's like in Goodfellas when it goes from that time. Once it hits the '80s, that's when all hell breaks loose.
That's
The
true.
whole movie
Yeah.
on both of these movies changes. They all start going downhill. They're all
At a
destructive.
fast pace too.
Yeah, destructive. Because their lives are just they've been destructed for a long time, and now it's all the chickens are coming home to roost. You got to
Yeah.
pay the piper for
Yeah,
what you've been
Well,
doing.
Had
And
enough
a- and a
playtime.
neat- A neat little analogy for that is like at the beginning of the film when Mark Wahlberg is arguing with his mother, and his mother's like ripping all the posters of the women off the wall. He
Mhm.
doesn't really lose it until she rips the poster of the car.
Yeah,
You get the car, and she rips it off the wall, and she's like, "Well, you're an idiot," and he's like, "I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot." And honest to God, he is so much an idiot. And so, but yeah, and then
He is.
later on,
don't say that to me.
When
Don't
he-
say that to me.
when he achieves his dream and he gets the car from the poster,
Yeah, the Corvette.
and that's the Corvette,
So
and
which
so he's showing
Ford Corvette.
Julianne Moore that
red or
yeah, it's like a orangish, flame orange kind
Yeah.
of a thing. You know, they say exactly what it is later on, but he's like, hey, you know, look at my cool house and look at my cool stuff. And he goes, oh, and here's the best thing of all, and he's showing her his car, which
Opens
is
up the
his
garage door.
dream
Mhm.
car, like the one thing he wanted. And then later on, when they go to steal the money and the drugs from this guy, uh,
And
they've got the Corvette and he needs $5,000 to repair it, and it's falling apart. It looks like crap, and the guy shoots it full of buckshot,
Mhm.
so the windows all get blown out and everything else. And it's just like this. It just shows him as like, here's the dream.
And
He
then it runs
achieves
out
the
of
dream,
gas.
and then it just peters out and dies and runs out of gas, and
And
he's
he's pushing
pushing
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like this wonderful little analogy of his career and his life.
Well, and
You know,
a car is a big thing to him, like you said, because when Philip Seymour Hoffman says, "Hey, Dirk, come in. I want to show you my car."
yeah,
Yeah, he's got like
it,
this crappy looking sports car.
yeah, and so he goes, "Okay, Scotty." I love the way he says Scotty. It just cracks me up. Mark Wahlberg.
makes you feel loved.
Oh,
Doesn't
it does.
it?
And then when he goes out, and then he basically Philip Seymour Hoffman attacks him and kind of kisses him.
Yeah,
What are you doing that for? What are you doing that for? Yeah, he falls in love with him right from the first time he sees him in the
it's
Yeah.
a
movie.
sad
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah, and
It
then
is
when
a sad scene.
Because
well,
they show
him sitting in the car
in his
after
car going,
I'm an idiot, I'm an
effing
idiot. Yeah,
Oh my
But
god.
you know,
Phillips, God, he was good in that.
He was
yeah.
so good.
I mean, what a good actor Philip
R.I.P.
Seymour Hoffman was.
R.I.P. man.
But
His son's
Yeah,
doing good too.
Oh, that's good.
His
his
son's
his son's an actor.
yeah. He was in Licorice Pizza, another Paul Thomas Anderson
Yeah.
movie.
Really?
Oh yeah, and then he was recently in something else that he's really
God,
good
I
in.
hope he
Oh,
doesn't have the same demons his dad
No,
had.
yeah,
Because
hopefully not.
he looks like
yeah,
he's got his
does he look like
But
his dad?
a little bit, yeah.
Hmm.
A little. I mean, you could once you know who he is, you're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene was, it was weird because at the same time I'm sitting around, okay, this is an odd scene, and then you're kind of watching it and you're like, I really feel bad for this guy.
Oh my
You
Yeah.
god,
know,
yeah.
because that's back in the day and age. You know, like because whenever they have the one guy kind of pick him up and then they get jumped by everyone and just beat the shit out of him because he's gay. You know, it's like, here, this is what we do to, you know, bring this
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
around here. Um, I went to school with those people who would go out, and they used to go to Liberty Memorial when it was closed, and they used to get a lot
Pick out
of
the gay
homosexuals
guys.
would go up there, and or they'd go walking. It was like a place where people would rendezvous, and I knew the people who would go and jump people and beat the crap out of them, you know, and you know
It happens in this
didn't
movie.
associate with them, but that was something that actually happened. So you know, sometimes that was a big thing to actually do a move like that,
It's weird because
and but it doesn't affect their friendship, which I thought was really cool.
that was very, very cool. But
Yeah,
you're right. Like the beginning, first half of the movie before 1980,
Mhm.
you're rooting for these people, and a lot of good things are happening. And then, like you said, once 1980 happens,
Well,
it
what
just keeps piling on
and
more
it
bad
is
shit happens.
and it starts out with Little Bill blowing his head off
That's what it's
at the
starting
very
off with.
beginning of
yeah,
the 80s.
right there with the countdown.
That's when you knew right then this is not going to be a good decade. It's starting for these people. It's going to start getting rough for them.
Dude, that
You know.
scene when he goes to see Jackie at the in the movie,
Oh, and he says, "Can you help me?
dude,
Help me."
it
Oh man, that was
crying.
good. That was a
And
good
at
scene.
first you saw Burt Reynolds kind of like looking at him like, I told you guys not to do this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then he just has the guy did make him money and he loved Jackie, so that's what
really
he
did. Yeah, and
took him back and gave him a hug and
yeah, but he also apologized. You know,
that's the big
and it was like, and number one, great acting
oh
because
god, yeah.
you could tell he was being sincere. You know, he's just like, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, and he
I
realized
need
that.
help.
Yeah, he realized he needed help, and the only person that had ever been
There
that
for him
that guidepost, you know, that signpost in that rock was Burt Reynolds'
was
character. You
Burt
know,
Reynolds and Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
remember,
and
the
even she
net,
was a little kooky off to the side,
but when he came back, he's crying on her lap.
Yeah.
Remember when
yeah,
he's sitting there crying on her lap, and
closest thing that they all had to a home.
yeah, and
Forgot about that,
she's
yeah.
saying it's okay.
Because she probably like, I gotta clean up too. I gotta see my kids and stuff. And so I mean it ends off on a really good high, but it's very just
But
Yeah, it's a big destructive journey to when you get to the end. Uh, that you're like, okay, this is cool. They're gonna be okay. And
yeah,
but again, this movie is about the porn industry. There is some sexual scenes and nudity, but nothing graphic. You don't see any kind of, you
Oh, there's something graphic
know. Oh,
at the
okay.
end.
Well, I'm gonna wait till that because throughout the whole movie, all these people.
the Mr. Manhattan scene.
Yeah.
Good deep cut.
Don't be saying there's nothing graphic there.
At the yeah, they show Marky Mark back in good health, and he's about to shoot a scene, and you finally get to see his Captain Winky,
His captain. His captain.
but it's a prosthetic, and
Well, I thought it was somebody else. I thought it was
no, it was a prosthetic.
from the Red
But
Hot
I
Chili
think
Peppers.
I think
I thought it was. That's what I always heard. It was one of the guys from the Red Hot Chili. That's what I always heard. He did a stand-in. I always heard
Stumble across that.
somebody said it was some dude from the Red Hot Chili Peppers stood in because he's like that or something. That's what I heard. That's a Red Hot Chili Pepper, all right.
oh my god. See, a lot of but there was something where Burt Reynolds.
That wasn't no Burt Reynolds.
But it says
Yet.
it was. Here's what they said it was. It was a prosthetic penis for. It was worn by Mark Wahlberg as Dick Durgler, and it was created by special effects team Howard Berger, K&B, the guys that did Walking Dead and stuff like that.
Oh, here you go.
Really?
And
what kind of zombie? I want to see one of the zombies walking around with that.
They said
Well,
that-
and then one of the Red Hot Chili Peppers was like, "Yeah, I was a stand-in for that."
Hey, that's what I always
that was
heard.
me. Yes.
I always heard that.
They did it by actual size of John Holmes, which was a 12-inch prosthetic.
Hey, look up the Red Hot Chili Peppers on that because I know that I've heard that before. I think I'm right on that.
That explains why you got that Red Hot Chili
No,
Peppers
it's-
poster above your.
It was Mark.
Is Marky Mark?
But I think he gave it that as a gift to somebody.
Who did? And who the hell do you gift that to?
Mark Wahlberg. It's one of those things. Sometimes actors and actresses they'll do a movie, and then it's like later on, it's like their kids are older. They're like, "Yeah, my kid went and watched this." It's like,
Let's find that piece of movie memorabilia. I mean,
that up for auction.
Unbelievable.
So don't freak out.
One prosthetic from Boogie Nights. Can I get? You should start the
Probably
bidding
get on
at 3,000.
Get it on Amazon.
Oh my god!
But again, don't be shocked. It's a prosthetic at the end, but don't. Please watch this not just because, or don't have in your head. I don't care. I don't want to watch about the porn industry. It's more than that. It's way more than just that.
Yeah, you got to appreciate it for the film that it is, because that's what kept me from watching the movie. But it was definitely worth it, and honestly, it sticks with you. You constantly think about different scenes and different things, and it really has to do with just the writing is that good and the acting is that good.
They say that Robert Downey Sr.'s in this movie.
Yeah, he plays
Burt, studio manager.
Yes, I think he's like one of the
Prince.
Yeah, when they're shooting the scene between Mark and Julianne Moore on the desk.
Oh, really?
I think he's in the background with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
Paul Thomas Anderson. He knew Philip Don Baker from, I think he was neighbors with him or something like that. So when he needs background actors or someone just with a couple lines, he'll go ask Philip Don Baker, like, "Hey man, who can you call?" And so he calls all these guys that were big in the 70s or 60s and stuff like that. Gives them respect, gives them another chance to be in SAG and stuff like that. So
That's pretty
Wow.
cool. That's a cool thing about PTA.
Nice to have those kind of connections.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the soundtrack was really good. The soundtrack sold a ton of copies to where they put out a second soundtrack for Boogie Nights. It's just full of disco music and things.
A
So
lot of the
But the song
people,
Boogie Nights is not in Boogie
yeah,
Nights.
I
That's what
know.
bugs the hell out of
I'm
me.
just wondering why.
there's a lot of people from this movie that went over to Magnolia.
Yeah,
Later, a lot of the like
yeah.
the blonde that was married to Don Cheadle. She's in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She
Yeah.
plays the girlfriend that goes out with John C. Riley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
Um,
and I haven't seen that in a long time. We've got to do one on Magnolia.
yeah, we have to.
Yeah,
That's like one of Tom
because
Cruise's.
Tom Cruise's his performances that is unbelievable.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman
Yeah,
also.
yeah, and
And Julianne Moore.
Jason Robards.
Jason Robards. That's
Yeah,
right.
as Tom Cruise's dad. I mean, that is an unbelievable scene.
That's right.
So,
Well, that
what
will be a future
yeah,
thing. But guys,
There you
thank
go.
you for letting me. Uh, Shane, thank you for watching this movie. And Scott, I already knew you liked it, but yeah, this is one of
Yeah.
my favorite
Not
movies.
one I would have gone out of my way to make time for with everything else in the world, but very glad that I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Excellent film.
I mean, because back then when I saw it, I was into that whole I'm going to be a director
Mhm.
phase and all that kind of
right.
stuff. And I just enjoyed it for the shots, because he does a lot of like long shots, like Goodfellas when they're going into
Hmm.
the restaurant or the club and stuff, and because they do that at the beginning when they're showing all those people outside of that's the other person we didn't need to talk about.
Who's that?
Um, the guy that who owns the club.
Luis.
Louis
Yeah. How did we forget
is it
him?
Guzman?
Yeah,
That's it.
Guzman.
He's
Yeah,
so awesome
the
in this
guy.
movie.
Yeah, that's what that is a big omission on their
He
part.
Yeah, it
is
is.
so
Yeah,
good in this movie.
this is pre Carlito's Way
Yeah.
and pre Wednesday.
I mean,
Yeah.
he is so.
Yeah,
And before he started doing the DraftKings
the
ads.
DraftKings sports betting. Yeah, he is.
He plays a club owner.
What I like
in the
about
movie.
him all through this, he's trying to get into the movies.
He's trying
All
to get.
he's a, come on, Jack, put me in the
Well, they
movies.
do, but
Yeah.
there's a background character.
Yeah, he's a bartender.
But in there's a deleted scene on the Blu-ray and now the 4K 4K where they actually give him a shot
In the porno,
and to do a porn scene.
right?
Really?
He's in he's in a bedroom, and Roller Girl comes in, and he's sitting at the edge of Jackie's bed like this, like a little kid. He's so scared. He's like, I can't.
Well,
I don't think I could perform.
he was been talking crap all through the movie.
And then once
Yeah.
he gets
I'm the Latin lover. Give me the chance.
yeah. And he gets his chance, and he can't. Let's just say he would need Viagra.
Right.
Basically he went impotent for this scene.
Wow.
The big final chance he gets, and he can't perform.
Oh wow.
But that was in the deleted scenes. I wish they kept that part of the scene. Also, I can't remember what's her name.
They could have made
Who
that
does
really
the chocolate?
funny.
Was it?
Not so much of that he can't perform, but they could have done a scene with him. It could have been really a funny scene,
yeah.
because he's a funny guy anyway. He can make
You're
it.
right, and that movie could have used another comedic
Yeah.
scene. So
Yeah, I'm
Who's
surprised
that
that.
girl that played? She said, "Chocolate, my love is what was her name? Chocolate Love or something like that."
Yep.
Um,
Chocolate Love.
She was so.
Oh
awesome.
yeah, Don Cheadle's first girlfriend.
Well, she wasn't a girlfriend. She's just a coworker.
Oh, I thought it was his girlfriend.
No.
Because,
She's awesome.
She kept trying to get him to change up his style.
Yeah.
I see. I thought they were together.
No.
Nah.
There's
Oh.
also a deleted scene with her in it. Now, because if you remember, somebody introduces her to the guy that she eventually marries in the movie. But there's a deleted scene where she calls Dirk and says, "This guy's beating the crap out of me." So him and John C. Riley are ready, but they're all coked up, and they hung up the phone, and it takes them like an hour before they could like get ready to go. So John C. Riley ends up not going. Dirk Diggler jumps in his Corvette, but the Corvette is not it like breaks down on him, and he starts like crying in the room or in his car because he can't go and help this girl out. It's a cool scene, it really is. But it's sad because they don't get there to help her from that guy beating the crap.
I can't think of her name, and I can't seem to find her.
Because we have
Yeah, I'm looking.
we need because I think the blonde girl that marries Don Cheadle, her name's like Mallory.
Melissa?
No, it's like Mallory. Mallory.
Melanin.
You have the cast thing up there?
I'm looking
Jamie?
I'm looking right now, but I don't seem.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna put me in the spot there like
all
that.
right. Her name.
Wasn't it chocolate something?
No, that was her porn name. It was like
Oh.
Chocolate Love or something like that. Let's see.
Nobody names their kids chocolate.
No,
in
no,
real
it's her
life.
stage name. Her stage name. Jesus.
Well, I
They
mean,
don't even have her. Like,
Gwyneth Paltrow named her daughter Apple. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I can't believe they don't have her listed on this.
I don't have. Yeah, she's not listed in the cast.
Wow.
Melora Walters is the one that marries Don Cheadle in the movie.
Melora?
Yeah, Melora Walters. She was in like a lot of like the Miramax '90s.
Oh yeah, I
movies.
got her here. Jesse
Becky
Saint.
Barnett. Her name is Nicole Ari Parker. And she's beautiful. But yeah, she was really good. She's not in it that much, but
yeah, she was stunningly beautiful.
yeah, and a great actress.
What was her name again?
Real name or the character's name?
Her real name.
Nicole Ari Parker. She was a model.
How could they not have her listed on here? That's weird.
Yeah, they do on this one that I pulled up. She is.
Oh, there she is, Becky Barnett.
Barnett.
I'm sorry,
but
I found her.
When she's telling Don Cheadle to drop the cowboy look, he goes, "Why don't you drop your look?" And
you dropped your look.
I got a better look. And it's called Chocolate Love.
I thought they were together in that.
No.
And then she ended up going with that Jerome guy later.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. There was another real life porn actor in it called Veronica Hart. She was the judge in the movie.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of them that were in the jacuzzi and stuff that are actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, please.
Yeah, Summer Cummings and Sky Blue.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, again.
Brock Landers and Chester Rockwell.
That honestly looked like something out of an SNL sketch.
Yeah,
it really did.
I love that.
Better than especially today.
We had to go do a page in like Walmart. Hey, can you page Brock Landers? see how many people figure that out.
How many cool people are in this one?
Yeah. Chester Rockwell. All right, folks. I think that's going to do it for Boogie Nights, 1997. If you want to get a hold of us at spitballcinema@gmail.com. And subscribe if you like this. And
let me know if you're yelling at me for never seeing this film.
Yeah.
Put some requests down, either through the Gmail email address or the comments. We look at all.
Yeah, don't necessarily pay attention, but we look.
Exactly.
Yeah. And again, thank you guys for listening to this Boogie Nights. I know it's a little controversial, but
it's fun.
No, it's okay.
Fun one. All right. Well, that's it for Spitball Cinema this one last time here, and I am Shane.
I'm Scott.
I'm a rock star. That's a rock star.
I'm the boss of me, Dave. You're not the boss of me. You're not my mom. All right. Bye.
I want to make a film that the story just sucks them in. They can't move until they find out how the story ends.
Love this part. That build. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1.
This is a film I want them to remember me by.